Welcome to Chem 112 Eli, summer 2018. So here we are on the Blackboard site. And my first advice is to get very, very familiar with the Blackboard site because everything you need pretty much is going to be here. So if you start out right here, here's me. The key here is if you send me an email, I will respond very promptly. But even better, if you want to contact me, use Remind. So if you want to figure out how to sign up for Remind, it is just a texting program. The tab, like all the rest, are on the left-hand side over here. And if you go to this Remind and Join, this is the site that our class is going to be using. And just sign yourself up, put in your first and last name and your phone number and sign up, and you will be in my summer 2018 Chem 112 Eli class. So back to the main site. If you want to communicate with me, which I'd recommend doing on a regular basis, email or Remind, and Remind is preferred. So step one here, course calendar, what's due and when. So if you go to the course calendar, I need you to sign up for Remind by Wednesday. I need you to do the lab safety quiz by Friday. Your first set of homework on sapling is due on Sunday. Last day to drop with the tuition refund is on Tuesday. Your exam one is due on the 7th, and we're going to have labs on the 7th or the 8th and the 8th. If you are signed up for the labs that meet only on Sundays, there will be a different syllabus on those, and we'll try to get that out to you in the next few days. So if you continue down, everything you need to do is here. So how do we navigate the rest of this? So if you go here, you go to Start here, it's going to remind you on how to work with Eli. Make sure that you show up to the lab meetings. Our textbook is on OpenStax. So if you simply click here on OpenStax, you will open the free textbook. You can get it online or as a PDF. Personally, I read it online. You are going to need to pay for the online homework. The online homework is in Sapling. And when you go on there, you will find my particular site. It'll be obviously Alexandria campus in my name. You should have no trouble. Please go into discussion and introduce yourself. Let me know who you are, your background. Tell me a little bit. You have to post a picture. Make sure you post a picture. I've got very strong feelings about that one. All right. Once you've done telling me about yourself and posting a picture, go to chapter assignments, and we're going to get started. So at this stage, you have signed up for Remind. You know how to email me. And you know where to find things on the side over here on the left side. So we're going to go to chapter assignments. Everything is broken into the exams that it's for. So you're going to start with chapters for exam 1. So the chapters for exam 1 are chapters 10 and 11. So if you start with chapter 10 and you go down and you look at this page, it is going to tell you what you need to know from all the sections in OpenStax. It is going to give you a study guide. It's going to give you extra credit. Now, the extra credit you submit at the very bottom of this page, please do that. It's 5 points per chapter, which means 10 points per exam, which is not trivial. There's going to be sets of PowerPoints. There's a second set. And probably my favorite thing on here is what to know for exam 1. And this gives you all the major topics, the equations, the basic ideas, as well as the vocab. So I would particularly advise putting that out and following it as you go. The study guide is very nice for taking notes and working through the chapters. Do the extra credit again for extra credit. So as you go down, it's going to start with an overview and give you a brief idea of what we're studying, and then it's going to break into sections. Each section is going to have the major topic with a few pictures to remind you of what it is you're going to be doing. It's going to link to the OpenStax chapter. For each section, I have a lecture. I have to admit, I'm a little boring online, but hey, can't have everything. As well as a few more extra videos for those of you who are big fans of Tyler DeWitt. He doesn't do Chem 112. I'm really sorry. And then it continues to go down with my lectures as well as other lectures on every section, the major topics, important information to know, and at the very end, it's going to give you a link to submitting the extra credit for that chapter. So make sure you submit it there. It's going to have to be scanned, or you're going to take a picture and submit it. So that will be chapter 10. You'll do that for each of the chapters. Once you've done chapter 10 and 11, you're ready to take the exams. So to take the exams, if you go here to exam passes, now to take the exam, you're going to have to do them online. They're going to be done at the campus testing center. You are going to have to print out the exam pass. So when you print out the exam pass and you bring it in, they'll be able to log you in and give you the exam. Make sure when you take this, you go to the testing center, you bring a photo ID. You will not be allowed to bring in a calculator. They will give you a scientific, non-programmable calculator. Make sure you give yourself 2 hours to take these exams. These exams are going to be longer than the Chem 111 just because the material is a little bit more complicated. So continuing after that one and going down to the exams tab. That was exams passes. Under the exams, there'll be instructions. There's going to be a periodic table with the mathematical formulas. I would advise having that printed out and having a copy because you're going to have this exact equation sheet when you go to the testing center. So make sure you use it there. Now, if you're trying to take an exam someplace besides the Northern Virginia Testing Center, by the way, this is the equation sheet. Make sure you familiarize yourself with it. If you want to take an exam someplace besides the Northern Virginia Testing Center, then you're going to have to go back to exam passes. I think it's in exam passes. It's not. Maybe start here. At some point, you're going to be like me and you're going to have to get used to where you're starting. Syllabus, chapter assignments. Okay, that didn't help either. All right, let's try welcome. Lecture portion online, OER. All right, I will email you that separate section. There's actually a section in here that discusses that if you do not want to take the exams at the Northern Virginia testing centers, you can take them at a different college, but you have to work with Eli to figure out how to do that. So I'll get you that information. So what do we have? So far we have the chapters. We have all the assignments in the chapters. You know where to take the exams. You know to print the exam passes before you go take the exams. What else do you need to know? Well, if you go down here under syllabus, the syllabus is going to give you the major pieces of information, overviews, withdrawals, taking exams, etc. And it's going to physically give you a syllabus for the course. Again, I'd advise printing that out. So what else do you need to know? There will be online help sessions pretty much daily. Occasionally on weekends, I'm like you guys, I'm out of town, but certainly Monday through Friday, I will have an online help session. The online help session is in Zoom. This is the room number for Zoom. Show up. It's very nice because we can share sapling sites, etc., and figure out exactly where you're having troubles. So continue and going back to the start here. Back to the start here. We've got a syllabus. We're going to have labs. I'll do the labs in a moment. Readings and sapling. The sapling is the online homework. Make sure you sign up and you do it. The online sapling has two parts. It has homework and it has quizzes. The homeworks, you will get an unlimited number of attempts without losing points to get the question correct. The quizzes, you'll have 4 attempts and you'll lose credit each time. Try to make sure that you master the material before you go on. So exams, sapling, and now we got labs. Our labs are going to be broken into 2 things, the in-person lab time as well as lab quizzes. The lab quizzes are going to be in depth, so be careful to know this. The first thing you need to do for the labs is the safety and the lab safety quiz, so just click on that and go from there. And then the rest are going to be broken into the lab dates. So if you go on here, there's going to be the labs that we're going to be doing, and we're going to be doing all of these labs in those first 2 days. So the math review, Lewis structures, we're going to learn to graph with Excel. We're going to be doing 2 extensive graphing with Excel parts, which you will be submitting online. And then we'll do 3 wet labs, freezing point depression, and a couple of iodine clock. We will not necessarily analyze all the data in person that day, but we will certainly collect all the data and try to understand it as best as possible. So that will be the first set of lab assignments. Those are going to be due the next time we meet. So for example, if we are meeting on Saturday and do math review and we meet again on Sunday, the math review will be due on the Sunday. If we're doing the freezing point, molar mass by freezing point depression, and we do this on a Sunday, the lab will be due the next time we meet, which will be in a couple of weeks. So the labs will be there. Now, there's also lab quizzes. Do not forget these as you go through. The lab quizzes are listed here. The dates that they are required is listed here. There are quizzes. There are basic tests on graphing or on all the material that we're going to cover in the labs. They will be in Blackboard. So these are the quizzes, and these are going to be due. They tend to be due in a group. The first set is going to be due on the 15th of July, the second set on the 5th of August. So now make sure we've got this. So let's go to the syllabus and take a good look and make sure that grading is obvious, and we'll go from here. So there are two different lab sessions. If you are in the Saturday and Sunday, then show up for those labs. If you're in the all-day Sunday, they're on different dates. The dates are right here on the syllabus. Make sure you show up for the correct set. All the information that you need is here. The OpenStax is here. Sapling is here. Our Zoom room number is here. The Remind information is here. Definitely sign up for all of those. Last day to withdraw with your tuition refund is the 3rd of July. Last day to withdraw without getting an F is the 22nd. Now, the syllabus is again here. I think I've got to do a little bit of adjustment on this one, but your grading. Your grading is this simple. 4 exams, 100 points each. Sapling, the practice, which you get unlimited attempts at, no points off, is worth 100. The quizzes are going to be worth 100. If you blow an exam or you miss an exam, there's an optional final if we place your lowest exam score. All the stuff we do, all the lab reports and the lab quizzes will be worth a total of 200 points. Extra credit will be worth at least 50 points if you do it all, and it's going to be worth 800 points total. The last thing is that I do understand that most of you are working, you're adults, you're trying to get this done as best as possible, and you're going to miss things. Please note there is a lab makeup. If you have to miss a lab, you can make it up on the 5th of August. If you are late to take an exam or you're late to turn in an assignment, please turn it in. Please let me know what's going on. But you will be very few penalties for turning stuff in late. I just need you to try to get this done and try to stay on top of things. So I think that's it. Email me if you need me, kburton@nvcc.edu, or go on and Remind. People from the class have already signed up for Remind. That's the best way to do it. So I'll see you in a few weeks.